Hey guys, Mike with Big Heart Adventures and Heart Hunts. Today I want to talk a little bit about the R in heart, which is release. So what is the release? So you're out there hunting, you're on the stalk or you're in the tree stand and that animal comes in or you're moving in on that animal. There's that relationship between you being sneaky and quiet and that animal either sensing something or not even knowing that you're there. And in those moments, the hunt's on. In that moment, you're within the hunt and you're engaged. Now, to release that moment, there just has to be a little something that lets the animal know that you were there, lets you know that it's over, and that's what we're talking about, the release. And what we've got is different ways of doing that with a rifle or a muzzleloader or a shotgun, and with the bow. So let's start with the release of the bow. Now we've gone over all sorts of aspects of H.A.R.T archery, and it's the basic setup, same setup we're going to use, same setup that we've always used with just a basic recurved bow. And if you watched any of the other videos, you know that we've been using what I call the heart string, but you can go out there and get any release training aid that kind of fits up over your arm like that. There's a bunch that maybe have a sleeve. There's some that fits like this, but I've fashioned the heart string. You can go on the YouTube channel and find out how to make one yourself. But what is the release with H.A.R.T archery? Well, you're on the stalk, you're on the stand, and you make that final decision to pull back and get your sight set on, and you release. That noise right there is just enough to symbolize and signify the release of the hunt. The animal should probably hear it, maybe lift his head, and you'll feel it, and you'll hear it, and you'll know that that shot has taken place, and hopefully you made a good heart shot. And the hunt at that point is a success. Whether you had a heart failure or made a good heart shot, the hunt is always a success with heart. So that's very simple, the release on H.A.R.T archery. And again, we're going to try to have as much of this stuff available on our website so you can go and find what you need for these release aids. Now, let's move on to the rifle. There's 3 different options for your release on the rifle, and each of them has their place. And we'll start with what we began with, was with the blank. And this is 243 blank. Comes in full power, half power, quarter power. You don't need much. I use quarter power, and it makes a nice boom with a flash that shows up really good on your camera system to know which frame back from that is your heart shot. I use this on most situations because it is the most realistic, gives you the best feel, the smell, the sound as a full harvest hunt, and I mean, just can't beat the original heart round. Okay, just a regular old blank. We'll try to have some of these available in various calibers for you to choose from on the website. So we'll slip that back in there. The next one is, let's say you don't need that, and we've run into a few scenarios where people they don't need the full power sound, the big boom, and they just want a little snap. So what we've got here is just primed brass, and basically just the primer going off, and it makes a nice little snap, and you catch that crosshair on the snap. A little less noise, and some people find that to be just perfect, but it's primed brass, so you don't have to worry about anything special. You can make these yourself by just getting a priming tool and some brass. So there you go. Let's say that's power level 2, full power is power level 3, here's power level 1. And this I really like, because there was a bunch of scenarios where I would have used this. So you're hunting with your buddies, they're all full harvest, or you're hunting with somebody on the trip that's full harvest and you're heart hunting. And you've said, hey, when the big one comes out, you shoot that, but anything else, I'll go ahead and heart and make the stock on it. We find something or something comes in, I'll heart that one, that'll be mine. If it's big enough, you're gonna full harvest. And I mean, just what a way to spend the hunt and share the hunt together. So in that scenario, you don't want to be blazing away with some loud blanks, or even the prime brass for that matter. So what do you want to do? You just want to drop your hammer on basically an empty chamber. But to protect that firing pin, let's use these snap caps. And there's various companies that make them. And all it is a spring-loaded primer area that kind of cradles that firing pin when it hits it and creates a nice cushion for it, so it's not such an abrupt movement of that. So that just gets loaded into the firearm, and we know that's a snap cap, and all it is that's the noise. And that, you know, for a lot of people that's enough. And it's, you know, it's very safe. If I was running a H.A.R.T place and I had people coming out, I would probably recommend them go ahead and use these snap caps and for their H.A.R.T shots. Just kind of an extra insurance that they're being safe. And because there's a little bit of, I mean, you always treat these weapons like they're loaded, no matter what you're doing, but there is inherent risk with blanks as opposed to just a snap cap. So, I mean, I really like this. I'm going to use this quite a bit, I think. I like the blanks. I really want that final feel of a true release. I want the quarter power, half power blank. But if I'm hunting with buddies that are full harvesting, I'm going to be using this because that's all I really need. And I can slip that in there and have that. And we're going to try to carry these. We've got them on order, and we'll be putting them on the website soon, so that you can find all this stuff on the website. Now let's talk about the muzzle loader. You can use Reenactment Powder with that. We've gone over, you can use just the cap, priming cap, to make the release noise. The Reenactment Powder is really cool because you get the smoke, and it's really not that loud of a bang. Of course, your shotguns have the full power shotgun blank. With those, that's about the only thing you can use, and I think you can get a snap cap, but I mean, you might as well use the blank because you get the real feel of it, you get the smell of it, and you're bird hunting, and it'll show up better with your shot cam or your tactic cam. It'll just show up better because it does have a little cloud of powder or whatever they put in there. So that is your release aids for H.A.R.T. That is the R in H.A.R.T, the release. And there's a lot of options, and they're all pretty much, we'll have them on the website so you can find them, pick them up at bigheartadventures.com. But until next time, take care of your neighbor and heart the hunt.